Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here because we're tackling something literally every business leader is obsessing over right now. We're going to demystify artificial intelligence. But we're not just going to sit here and talk about abstract, high-level theories. No, we're looking directly at the practical stuff, how you actually bridge the gap between your clunky legacy systems and future tech, specifically through the lens of Rasta Infotech. If you've been sitting there wondering how to actually pull off these massive technological shifts without breaking everything, well, you're in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Is AI just a buzzword? I mean, for a long time, it sure felt like one, right? But the reality today is that artificial intelligence is no longer just some futuristic concept you only see in sci-fi movies. It's actually become the very backbone of modern digital transformation. It's literally the dividing line between businesses that are just barely surviving and the ones that are totally thriving.
Moving on to Section 1, the digital revolution and the sheer rise of AI in modern technology. We're living right in the thick of a digital revolution, and to really grasp how companies like Rasta Infotech are integrating into this fast-paced landscape, we kind of need to do a quick breakdown of the 4 key pillars of modern AI. First up, machine learning. At its core, this is simply the engine of AI. Instead of hard coding every single rule, it's like handing a computer a massive textbook and just letting it teach itself. It learns from all that data to make smarter, highly informed decisions over time.
Next, we have natural language processing, or NLP. And you definitely interact with this one every single day. This is the tech powering those chatbots on your favorite retail sites, the voice assistants in your living room that, sometimes completely misunderstand you, and the enterprise sentiment analysis tools that companies use to gauge how people feel about a product launch. Basically, it bridges the gap between how we naturally talk and how computers actually understand us.
Then there's computer vision, which is doing some incredible things to reshape the physical world. This is what enables facial recognition on your smartphone, the insanely complex systems that keep autonomous vehicles safely in their lanes on the highway, and even advanced medical imaging that's helping doctors spot diseases way earlier than they ever could before.
And finally, predictive analytics. This is where AI really meets business strategy. It takes absolute mountains of raw data and turns it into actionable forecasts. So instead of just guessing, businesses can accurately predict market trends and customer behavior, which lets them completely optimize their daily operations. You're not just reacting anymore, you're always staying one step ahead.
So, the crucial point is, these innovations are absolutely not just hype. They aren't just fancy buzzwords being thrown around in boardrooms to sound smart. These are practical, everyday tools actively reshaping entire industries, from healthcare all the way to retail. The tech is here, and it works. But of course, that brings us to the real million-dollar question for any organization. How do you actually use it?
Which brings us to Section 2, Rasta Infotech's role in integrating AI into enterprise systems.
Now, this is where the rubber really meets the road. Because look, it's one thing to conceptually understand what machine learning is. It's a completely different beast to actually get those algorithms to talk to your existing, and let's be honest, probably outdated daily workflows. Rasta Infotech tackles this exact headache through a very distinct 2-step methodology. Step 1 is deep technology consulting. They don't just toss a piece of software at you and say good luck. They dive in and analyze your unique ecosystem. Step 2 is injecting the AI innovation. By blending that customized consulting with cutting-edge AI, they make sure their clients actually see measurable, tangible growth.
And this integration methodology acts as a structural roadmap across 3 specific pillars of their core expertise. We're talking SAP integration, broad digital transformation, and custom enterprise solutions. These are the 3 main arenas where they're empowering enterprises all over the world to stay competitive. Let's take a closer look at how they actually deploy AI within each of these areas.
Let's move to and see how this builds, starting with SAP integration. For massive organizations, SAP is essentially the central nervous system, right? But it can get bogged down incredibly easily. So Rasta Infotech brings in AI-driven solutions to clear out those legacy cobwebs. By streamlining these super complex workflows with intelligent automation, they significantly cut down on manual bottlenecks. The result? The whole system just runs faster and a whole lot smarter.
The second pillar is digital transformation. Integrating AI obviously requires the right infrastructure, which more often than not means migrating to the cloud. Rasta Infotech takes a very hands-on approach here, guiding organizations through the weeds of complex cloud adoption. And once that solid foundation is laid, they implement those AI-powered predictive analytics we were talking about earlier. Essentially, they make sure your infrastructure actually has the horsepower to handle the brains of the AI.
And the third pillar focuses on custom enterprise solutions, because sometimes off-the-shelf software just doesn't fit. Rasta Infotech actually builds custom platforms tailored to a company's exact needs. By baking AI directly into these bespoke solutions from day one, they drastically enhance productivity and, crucially, significantly reduce operational costs. We're talking about a direct, undeniable impact on the bottom line.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 3, the ROI of AI and why it really matters for businesses.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core difference. Think about a traditional business model. To grow, you generally have to increase your manual tasks, which means your costs go up proportionally. If you want to double your output, you usually have to double your headcount. But look at the AI-driven business. Because you have this incredible operational efficiency and intelligent automation running in the background, you unlock truly scalable growth. You can literally multiply your output without multiplying your costs.
When companies fully adopt AI, they start to experience this cascading effect of distinct advantages. First, you get deep personalization for the customer, meaning they get exactly what they want when they want it. Second is operational efficiency, which cuts out all that mind-numbing busy work through smart automation. Third, you get data-driven insights fueling much smarter, much faster decision-making. And fourth, the big one, scalability. It's the ability to grow your footprint massively without those proportional cost increases dragging you down. Honestly, that is the holy grail of business growth.
Moving into Section 4, Tomorrow's Tech, a look at the absolute future of AI and technology.
The thing about technology is it literally never sleeps. What is considered cutting edge today is just going to be standard baseline tomorrow. And Rasta Infotech is hyper-focused on keeping businesses ahead of that exact curve. Looking ahead, the next wave of AI evolution breaks down into 4 fascinating, honestly almost sci-fi level sectors. We've got generative AI, the incredibly critical field of AI ethics, the totally mind-bending potential of quantum computing, and the absolutely life-saving advancements happening with AI in healthcare.
Take generative AI, for example. We are rapidly moving past the point where AI just analyzes things. Now it's actually creating things. We're talking about systems that can autonomously generate complex content, design intricate graphics, and even write highly functional software code from scratch. It's wild. This disruptive power is going to fundamentally change how both creative and technical teams operate day to day.
Then you have this incredibly important intersection of AI ethics and quantum computing. Quantum computing is on the verge of unlocking completely unprecedented processing power. I mean, solving problems in seconds that would take today's best supercomputers millennia to figure out. But with that kind of immense, world-changing power comes a massive need for AI ethics. We have to balance that raw capability with responsible innovation to ensure these systems are used safely and, above all, fairly.
And then, specifically in the physical world, AI in healthcare is gearing up for a total revolution. The real-world stakes here couldn't be higher. In the near future, AI is going to completely transform diagnostics. We're talking about catching ailments with pinpoint accuracy long before human eyes ever could. Plus, it will allow doctors to tailor patient treatments at a hyper-individualized, almost molecular level. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that while the future is incredibly powerful, it obviously comes with some immense technical hurdles. And this is exactly why having an integration partner like Rasta Infotech is so crucial. They are entirely committed to staying ahead of these trends, ensuring that businesses can actually harness all this future AI responsibly and effectively without completely stumbling over the technical roadblocks along the way. So we've covered the digital revolution, the very specific ways AI is integrated into complex enterprise systems, and the frankly incredible ROI delivers when done right. But the primary takeaway here is this: technology and AI are not optional anymore. They just aren't. They are absolutely essential for any kind of long-term success. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up today's explainer. Look around at your own workflows, your own data, your own systems. Is your organization truly ready to embrace this future confidently? Thank you so much for learning with me today.